Hey everybody, it's the Spaniard keeping it tight here on another episode of the As If Philosophy, the series. Now today is going to be another special episode because we're going to be talking about intimacy and sex. So the question I have here for you is, do you know the difference between sex and intimacy? And do you ever find yourself in an intimacy rut? Not quite sure what that is? Well, you're in luck. So stick around. We're going to be talking about sex. We'll be right back. The As If Philosophy, the series, with your host, Anthony Chapa, the Spaniard. The views and commentary of the show are that of the host and doesn't reflect that of Black Sheep Bravo LLC. So are you ready for the show? Here is the Spaniard. Hey, welcome back. This is the Spaniard keeping it tight with another episode of the As If Philosophy, the series, episode 4. Now, earlier I asked, what is the difference between sex and intimacy? Well, we're going to be talking about that. But before I get there, I want to even ask you this. All right, I wanted to ask you, out of 5 stars, all right, 5 being the best, where would you rate your sex life? Pretty deep question right off the bat, isn't it? But you got to be honest with yourself. If it's not a 5, how do we get it to 5? Well, today you're in luck. We're going to be talking about how to break into intimacy questions and how to improve our sex life. All right, so how do we make intimacy and sex work for us? Well, first I'm going to start off with the difference. Like, what is intimacy? Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know. And when I've asked people, give me your definition of intimacy, the first thing they say is sex, the physical part. Ladies and gentlemen, there's more to intimacy than just sex, all right? I bet you didn't realize there's actually 3 types of intimacy. Well, we're going to be talking about those 3. Some would say that intimacy is the caressing or the touching part of a relationship. Intimacy is this. It's not always physical, all right? And there's 3 types. Now, the first type of intimacy is spiritual. Now, I'm not talking religion here. There's a big difference between religion and spirituality, and that'll be discussed in another episode down the road. What I'm talking about is just your deeper feeling for each other, that spiritual feeling, that feeling you get when you see your lover and you get that excitement feeling. That's a type of spirituality feeling that we could tap into. So how do we do that? Being in a spiritual level consists of breaking away from the norm, getting away from the work area, getting away from the house, the apartment, wherever you're at, and seeking things on a more spiritual level to appreciate things that you really take for granted. And I guarantee you, just by doing this together, you'll be able to notice things that you really that you would see normally on an everyday passing. But when you slow down and incorporate the spirituality part of intimacy, you guys will start seeing things that you once didn't see before. The second type of intimacy is intellectual intimacy. Now, this is the part where we use our mind, right? And I'm going to tell you this right now, ladies and gents, there's nothing more sexier than seeing someone who uses their intellect as well as their attractiveness throughout their life, okay? Being intellectually sound will make your intimacy so much easier. So when we love somebody, when we're in a relationship, it takes a lot of work. Do you agree? Now, with intellectual intimacy, this is an easy way to get you to the best sex you will ever have. How do we do this? When you're with your lover, all right, try something different. Go out or rent, record, I don't know. In the day of internet, we have different ways of watching movies, documentaries, what have you, Netflix, Hulu, cable, whatever. But try this on for size. This next weekend, watch a documentary together, a real good cerebral documentary that'll really get you thinking. And try not to talk during the actual movie. And once it's done, take some time, go out to dinner, go out to grab a bite, and talk about the movie together. All right, tap into your intellectual sides and share your ideas, your thoughts. The one thing about intellectual intimacy is the ability to think, share, debate. This stimulates the mind, and when you stimulate the mind, it stimulates other things. And you know what I mean by that. All right, learn together, learn a hobby together. Intelligence is sexy. And last, and this is the big one. Now, guys, you better listen up on this one because this really connects with the females. Emotional intimacy is the biggest one of all. Why is that? because of the word emotional. We have a lot of emotions, ladies and gents, and when we navigate through this world, more likely than not, we are going to come across our emotions, whether it's ours or somebody else's. So emotional intimacy is a way to really tap into our deeper emotions with each other. Take some time to share all emotions, not just one type. For example, laugh as well as cry together. All right? It doesn't hurt to share not only your victories, but also some of your defeats. And if you found someone that you have connected on a real deep and intimate level, why not share those emotions with them? So, guys, here's where it really will help you. This is where you have to pay attention. More easier for women to share their emotions than men. All right? And men have a tendency of not reading those emotions correctly. So, guys, again, you got to pay attention. If your lover, your woman, is telling you something and she's going through an emotion, take some time. All right? I know as men, we have a lot on our mind. We got a lot to contend with: the job, the travel, the responsibilities, the kids. And that could be a lot of pressure. And sometimes we forget to listen. We hear, but we forget to listen. So guys, make sure you listen to when your woman says these things, these emotions. Tap into that. She is sharing something with you that's very intimate to her, to you, and she's sharing. And just like anything else we share, we have to be respectful by allowing us to listen and receive what they're sharing. So just one takeaway from here is master intimacy. You have to master intimacy. Practice, because practice makes perfect. And when you master intimacy, it just makes this next thing so much more easy and attainable and fun. And that activity is sex. Yes, I said it. Sex. Who doesn't like sex, right? It's a beautiful act. It's not really about the actual act itself. I'm not going to insult your intelligence and tell you how to do it. That's not why I'm here. I'm sure you know how to do it. You insert part A into part B, and then you continue. No, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to give you some tools, all right? Some tools to make the lovemaking much more exceptional. All right, so here's a couple of suggestions that I'm going to offer to really turn up the heat. Now, to me, sex is the bond that binds love and intimacy. It's that physical contract, so to speak, that brings everything together. And at the end of it, it's just a euphoric feeling of love and just a wonderful feeling. And we all know what that is. So you need to invest in your sex life. What do I mean by investing into your sex life? Now, I'm not talking about going out and buying stuff. It does help, but you don't absolutely have to have that. What I'm talking about is investing in time, okay? Now, think of it this way. Whenever you have sex, it's a physical component, right? You have to use your muscles. You're using some cardiovascular activity. Now, wouldn't it be great if you had the ability to increase the level or the intensity or the longevity, however you want to do about your sex life? Wouldn't it be great to make it better physically? How do we do that? The best thing to do is incorporate a fitness regimen. Yeah, I know. I said it. It's exercise. Who likes exercise? But let me ask you this. Would you rather have good sex or great sex? So just like anything else we do in this world, we prepare, right? We train for whatever it is we do. Our performance is dictated by how much work we put in prior to the actual performance. So here, in this case, for sex, take some time. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go out to the gym and just, pump iron for 5 hours. I'm talking take some time to invest in yourself. Be proud of yourself. Your body is a beautiful body. And you have to believe that in yourself as well. The other side of this is you have to believe in it. You have to buy into this. Whatever I'm telling you today, you have to buy into it and actually do it. Let go of the stigmas, let go of the fear, and let go of these uncertainties that you may have had. You got to give it a shot. All right, the second thing we could do is don't be afraid to explore. Sex has been around since the dawn of time, all right? We've been having sex since we were single-celled amoebas or whatever your thought belief is. It's nothing new. Sex, the act of sex is nothing new. So don't be afraid, all right? Do it, of course, legally without getting arrested. Make sure you go about the right consensual things and what have you. But once you got there, once you're with your lover, take advantage of that time. This is the time for both of you, or more if you have it, to take the time to really explore. So don't be afraid to do that. How do I explore, you say? Good thing you asked. I'm going to tell you. Incorporate the as-if philosophy. This is how we explore. So go ahead, put the kids away, and we're going to talk about here real briefly on how to explore. There's a couple things. Look, All right, looking at each other. Very simple concept, but people don't seem to get it right. So try this. Look. Look at each other as if you haven't seen each other for months. Now, some of us travel, or if you have traveled in the past, sometimes being away from home, it sucks, but when you come back, there's that excitement, right? There's that overwhelming feeling of, oh, I can't wait to see my loved one and to hug and to kiss. And of course, that sex that has been denied us for so long, wherever how long it's been. So make sure you put yourself in that right frame of mind, that mindset of the as if philosophy. I am going to look at my lover as if I haven't seen her in months. All right. Now, if that's too much, try just looking at each other as if your eyes haven't worked in a while. All right. Let's say you were blinded and you finally get a chance to have beautiful love, to make beautiful love with the lover of your dreams. And that lover is right in front of you, but you can't see them. All right. So now you open your eyes as if your eyes have been denied you for so long. And now you have this ability to finally see again. You got to get yourself into that mode and use that ability to see and look at everything from top to bottom, from head to toe. Admire your lover's body. Admire everything about that, about your lover. And then continue on to the next aspect, which is touch. Okay. Once we take the time to look at our lover, now it's time to touch. And here's one good way of doing this. All right. Touch as if you have been given the ability to see through your fingers and your hands. Sounds a little deep, but think about this. Most of the time when we're making love, whether it's dark or lit, this time just use your hands. Take the time to use the sense you have, the sense of touch, as well as the sense of receiving touch. Your lover will be able to appreciate every single touch that you feel. All right, start from the top, from the head to the toe. Touch and appreciate everything that your lover is presenting to you. And this will give you the ability to slow down as well and to really make this time special. And then lastly is explore, as if you have been on a long journey and you have been yearning for each other for months. This is where the exploration really takes into play. It all comes back down to really taking some time away for yourself and your lover. So, all right, so let's recap here. What did we talk about today? We talked about sex and intimacy and how can we make our life better by pursuing things to make our life much more exceptional. So these were the three things we talked about. Intimacy is not only physical, but there's three types. They're spiritual, intellectual, and emotional. We also talked about that sex is more than just a physical act. It's the bond that connects the love and intimacy aspect of our relationship. And explore as if your life depended on it. All right? Make love as if your life depends on it. Try that on. When you get yourself into the right mindset and you say to yourself, or even you say to your lover, I'm going to make love to you as if my life depends on it. It sets the stage. All right? Just by me saying that right now has given me a sense of confidence, knowing that what I'm about to do is going to be all in. And I'm going to give my lover the full attention that she deserves. And that's pretty much it. We're going to be talking a lot more in the future about sex and intimacy. So this is just the basic foundation of the As If philosophy. I'd like to hear from you. If you've had some instances in your life where you thought you might have had a decrease or a decline in your sex life and you found ways to spice it up, I'd like to hear from you. What did you use or what did you do to respark that flame? This is the Spaniard keeping it tight from the As If philosophy of the series. Have a great day.